Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TNT Footy. I am one of your hosts, Taz, and beside me we've got Moisty and Egi.
Hey, it's going on, boys.
How are we?
Very well, thank
Yeah,
you.
good, mate. Well, not very good now, but we were before.
Welcome, Turtle, Chipmunk, the Dock, and Carlton Flaggers.
Welcome, guys.
Oh,
Welcome.
all here nice and early.
Yeah.
Yes. How's your weekend been? What have you been up to?
Just,
Not much. I went fishing.
Oh, did you catch anything?
No, we got some crays.
Oh, nice.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Egi?
Cooked them up yet?
No, we just throw back.
Oh.
Catch them later.
Not big enough.
I just had work and then had a few drinks with some mates last night, and then Ava's footy today. They had a loss, which wasn't good, but we'll recover next week, hopefully.
You're back
Hopefully
in.
they'll learn from it.
Yep.
They're a young team, so they've got plenty of road ahead of them.
Don't start this, Tazzy. Do not start this.
Oh crap! Sorry, boys. Sorry, Todd. Couldn't help myself. Look, another big show tonight. Round 15 results. Moisty's minute. Egi's deep dive. We'll get to your questions, and then we will go through the tipping results. So, good show. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's go. Should be big.
Definitely. Now, as always, don't forget to follow our socials if you haven't already. Been trying to try a few things differently. We have a bit of fun, and last but not least, please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, hit the bell so you do know when we go live and you get that little notification. And then I won't have to send you messages as well, guys. It'll take me some time.
Beautiful.
Another big round of footies anyway, boys.
It was a very big round of footy.
Only a couple of real good games, and the rest were sort of pretty average. So I think we're getting to that end of the season where you're only going to get one or two good games a week, and the rest are just going to be pretty sealed.
Yeah. I had a surprise game with Brisbane St Kilda. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Only because St Kilda switched. They played aggressive, and I hope this shows them. I really hope they take from this, because that last quarter they put 8 or 9 goals on in a row when they moved the ball quick.
Yeah.
And they need to start the game, not do it when they're 10 goals down.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a high-scoring game too.
There have been a few of them this week.
There has indeed. But actually, should we get into the results, boys?
Yeah, let's go. Why not?
Let's do it. Let us do it. So we'll kick it off with the Brisbane St Kilda game. So Brisbane 126 and St Kilda 106. I was actually I quite enjoyed this game on Friday night.
I enjoyed the last quarter.
Yeah, I only switched on the last quarter. I didn't watch the start of it because I thought it would put me to sleep because St Kilda normally do it.
Yep.
But
Yes.
tuned into that last quarter, and St Kilda looks good when they move the ball. They look very good when they run and move the.
That's what they need to do.
Why it took 4 quarters to get that far, I don't know why.
And I do know why. It's Ross Lyon. Needs to be gone. They're saying no coaches are in trouble this year. He needs to go for that St Kilda Football Club to do any good. They need him.
They're just too defensive. They really are too defensive.
You can say, give him a year, he'll change. He's not going to change. He was like that 10 years ago when he coached. He was like that 5 years ago when he coached. He's like that now.
Yeah. I think it was good signs for Brisbane because St Kilda, from memory, St Kilda were out in front early on.
Yep.
Or no, they weren't. Brisbane.
That was very early. Yeah.
It was very, very early, but it was kind of neck and neck, and then Brisbane started to kick out a little bit.
Just a
but
quick
Saints.
sorry, go.
I was going to say Saints clawed it right back in the fourth quarter, and then Brisbane kicked out again. But it was good to see Higgins get on the scoreboard too for St Kilda.
So we've just got the doc in chat here. Was Ross Lyon coaching in that last quarter? Maybe not. He might have gone down. They might have had the assistant coach up there. I don't know.
And
that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. The message coming out, Ross isn't looking, bang, we're going to attack.
Yeah.
We also got a message from our St Kilda's #1 supporter, Zoe, saying hi.
Oh, hello, Zoe.
Hello.
Stay tuned, Zoe. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So, yeah, I couldn't really comment, but I enjoyed watching St Kilda play that last quarter. They were running all over the top of Brisbane.
Yep.
And then it was a controversial free kick that gave Brisbane that goal and slowed up St Kilda.
Been a lot of controversy lately.
Yeah, we'll stay out of those. And I've been saying this. I said we need relegation for umpires. We need something. Like if I say I'm a bank manager and I give a loan to someone who's not worthy of the loan and they forego and don't pay, I get disciplined for not doing my job.
To an extent, you can, yes.
Yeah, so there needs to be. That was just a poor example. I'm not a bank manager, but
I don't know anyone who is.
No, but there needs to be some. What's the word I'm looking for? Accountability.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Poor umpired games. I know we don't want to rag on the umpires and it's a hard job and all that, but there needs to be some accountability.
Well, I know even Doc said we should have an umpire review.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, you look at how many games they've actually impacted the results on over the past 4 to 5 weeks. There's been quite a few.
Well, even just now, there was 2 or 3 this week in important stages of the game. But if it goes the other way, St Kilda had a massive run-off and could have kept going with that.
Yeah.
It was a momentum killer.
Absolutely. So I'm just going Zoe's also said Brody's here too. So g'day, Broadstar. Good to have another Carlton supporter in the chat. Not that we've got enough.
We've got too many of those, I think. Too many Pies and Carlton, I think.
Never too many. Never too many. Hey, what does this say about Brisbane? They're sitting 13th on the ladder now.
I think that's coming up in Egi's deep dive. If you read the run sheet, mate. So
I've got one screen. I can't see it. I'm just looking at your two beautiful.
We'll leave that. Yeah, we'll leave that until Egi's deep dive later on.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving then. Bulldogs 3-0. Craig would have been pretty happy with the result in this, I'd imagine.
It's a demolition job, wasn't it?
It was. It was. Fremantle cannot play after the bye. Facts.
Normally most teams can't, but yeah, Bont looked good.
Yeah, 3 votes.
Let me put this question out to you. Bont, is he the best non-winner of the Brownlow ever? He's come runner-up in the Brownlow 3 years in a row now. Is he the best non-Brownlow winnerless footy player there is? Oh, I think he's the best.
He would definitely be up there.
At the moment, but I reckon Scott Pendlebury was a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the Bont, he'd be hard to top, yeah.
Wasn't there another one from Western Bulldogs who never won a Brownlow as well, but he was up there with one of the best players? This is going early 2000s or maybe even 90s. Or was it? No, Simon Black from Brisbane. I don't think he ever won a Brownlow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did too.
Black got one.
Yeah. Well, cool. There's a player in chat. You guys might know.
Turtle, I'm not going to listen to you, mate. That's a bit of pious there. This coming from the bloke who reckons that was not 50 metres. He said he played on. We've reset the mark. We're going all turtle pies talk. It's not welcome.
Oh my god.
No, but we do agree. Pendles is up there, but I think Bont's the man for me.
Yeah.
I might do some research before next week's show and see what other players could have up there.
Yeah,
I think that'd be good.
But yeah, Freo a bit disappointing that game. They were starting to look a bit good.
I think they'll bounce back. They got Gold Coast next week, so I don't know where they're playing, but probably at home.
In Gold Coast, I believe.
Oh, is it?
You don't beat Gold Coast up in Gold Coast.
They got two weeks away on the road.
Maybe not. It's at home. Yeah. So they're favourites there because Gold Coast don't win away from home.
Yep. Not at all. So yeah, I think they'd win that. Get back on the winners list.
All right. Then the game after we've got Richmond Hawthorn.
And that was not a fairy tale finish to Dusty's.
Fairy tale start though.
It was a
fairy tale start. Yeah, kicked the first. But then Hawthorn, how good do Hawthorn look at the moment?
They look real good.
Young kids with a bit of confidence running over the top of them.
We just got to talk about them on the show, and they just get a bit of oomph behind them. Well, actually,
absolutely,
they had to round the trot before this week. So
the Artie messaged me. He's pretty stoked with the way Hawks are going at the moment. He's not sure they'll make finals, but like we went through last week, I think we have them petering on the.
Yeah. If they can get one of those upsets that we didn't give them.
Yep.
And
we gave Collingwood.
Other teams this next coming weeks, we'll see how many we think are going to win. So it could
be close.
Yeah.
Which
think it's
there's
going
a
to be
few
another close
teams. There's a heap of teams that are gettable at the moment. Collingwood, Melbourne, Port Adelaide are very gettable. Adelaide are very gettable.
You think about Collingwood, but before the round last week, I'm pretty sure they were 9th or 10th, and then come 2 rounds are up to 3rd. So that's how close it is.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
But a lot of those top 8 are gettable. I think there's only one team that's not gettable in that top 8. Sydney. I think they're the team that if you beat Sydney, you'll go a long way to winning a flag, apart from Richmond.
I saw something during the week where it was as one, I can't remember who came out and said it, but they reckon that the only 2 teams at the moment who could potentially challenge Sydney right now will be Collingwood and Carlton.
But see, Collingwood's style, don't stand up against Sydney, though, I don't think.
Nah, because they do that fast style too, but Sydney do it faster.
Sydney do it faster, more accurate, more precise. And if you let Sydney, because a lot of time today, Collingwood lost out of the middle. If you let Sydney win out of the middle, you've got no hope. You've got to stop them there.
That's true.
Collingwood got a lot of missing out of it.
That's it. See, they get their midfield back, they might pressure as well.
I think they get them back next week to go in Pendles.
They get a few back next week,
Yeah, we got the bye next week, the week after.
Yeah. Oh, do they have the bye next? Yeah, okay, yeah. So they'll come back after the bye. They'll lose the first one after the bye. No, I'm joking.
Gold Coast. Gold Coast to Gold Coast could be.
Gold Coast to Gold Coast.
Yeah. That is tough. No, I think you guys will be good. You guys.
I don't think they will. No one's beaten Gold Coast to Gold Coast this year. Gold Coast, for some reason, they just don't lose, and
Collingwood do have a pretty good following over in Queensland. I know that from living up there. When I used to go to Gold Coast games and go to Brisbane games, there was a lot of pies.
But the difference between Gold Coast at home and away is that far. I don't understand it, but they're a perfect team at home, is the best way to describe it. But away from home, they can't play football.
They've turned the stadium up into a fortress. Yeah. They really have. And that's what Adelaide and Port Adelaide used to have at Adelaide Oval, but that's gone to shit now too.
I think the other round done that.
Everyone's played their heat now. So.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Speaking of Adelaide, sorry.
I'm going to say, hang on, what game are we actually talking about here? Weren't we meant to be talking
Richmond
about
Hawthorn?
Richmond Hawthorn, and we've gone straight off. But I think Hawthorn are going to really, they're upsetting a lot of teams and they're pushing them to the wire. And we said it last week, confidence in the wins that they're getting and in the young guys goes a long way.
Yeah.
But that being said, if they started the season like this, you wouldn't say they'd be upsetting teams. It'd just be Hawthorn doing what they're doing.
That is true.
So I don't consider a lot of these upsets. I just think they've finally hit their potential and they're playing the footy that they knew they could play, and they're finally doing it now.
Could they be the Bulldogs of 2016?
Possibly.
And scrape in,
and win.
Could be, could be. Come in from 8th and.
Yeah.
That one, they got very lucky, though, there, the Bulldogs. They got a lot of play back because of that bye. So they didn't have that bye before finals.
Sometimes you needed to go your way, though, as well. You do. But yeah, Richmond's got a few players back. Lynch was back. I think he only got 4 touches or so. Taranto was back.
He looked very good, Taranto.
Yeah, he did very, very good. So they'll start getting they've started to get some players back now. But they just got showed up by a younger, fitter side, I think.
Yeah, and just side that outrun them, yeah.
I was really disappointed in Shai Bolton. He is probably, in my opinion, one of the most overrated players at the moment in the AFL.
Is that because he doesn't have support, though? Because when he's got support, he's dynamic.
Yeah, I think
electric.
I think he's good in a good team or in a bad team.
Yeah.
He's not one of these players you can put on your back and he'll drag him across.
And carry him across, yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking, chat? Shai Bolton. What do you rank him out of 5? 5 being good, 1 being terrible, 3 obviously inconsistent. All right, next game.
All right, then we're up to Adelaide, Sydney. Now, Tassie, I said to you this game is not going to be very interesting. And you messaged me in the first quarter and said, you were wrong. And I said, wait till they let Sydney go. I said, Sydney have been playing this football. We'll give you a head start. And then see what happened in the third quarter. Sydney just went, see you later.
Yes,
much.
someone actually pointed that out in one of the Facebook groups I'm in as well, a Carlton group. And they were like, has anyone else noticed that Sydney just sort of go through the motions in the first half, then they just come out and just go bang, 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 and just
It's
over the
like
top.
we'll just keep them within reach. So it's
Well,
like, I don't know, you boys don't know a lot about race, well, Egi does, but it's like they do the Shiitake.
yeah,
They just let them get that far in front just to see how far they can get them from.
yeah.
How far behind can we
when
charge home?
when it comes to finals, it's like if the other team gets a run on them, how far they can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to,
that's
but
yeah.
how good do they look though, Sydney? They just,
I
I
still
don't
don't
think
see anyone beating
I don't think there's been a better side in the last 20 years than Sydney is now.
they're pretty good. They are very good, and they're good to watch.
Yeah.
Like their midfield is so dynamic. Where their midfield, I think the three midfielders were talking about it last night. I think they've kicked over 50 goals between Gould and Heaney and Warner.
Yeah, they have.
That's
Having
massive.
midfielders, that's huge. It's
Then you
like
got
some
Amati.
forward lines don't kick that.
Then you got Amati coming out and nailing 9 goals.
And I was saying last night to him like, Sydney probably won't win a Coleman but they might go the trifecta, and then the Marty comes out and kicks 10 and gets getting pretty close up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just as he go, he kicks 9 last night. But how about Longmire though? He's on 9 goals. He pulls him off with 2 minutes to go. Have a heart, mate. Leave the kid out there.
It's just crazy, huh?
I messaged you then, I think, and said, "Oh, he's just ruined the game." You're like, "What?" And I said, "Marty's on the bench."
Yeah, we're playing a hard game at that point. So,
What's he
talking about? Just catch up on chat a little bit. So, Carlton Flaggers rates Bolton a 3. Turtle says needs a good team. He'd be a 4. The Doc Bolton overrated. Carlton Flaggers has got here Sydney just trying to make it harder for themselves, test out their capabilities, which is what you guys were saying before. Artie, was Dusty out there yesterday or only turned up for his guard of honour for CJ's 50th? And then the Doc Grundy is the difference at Sydney, I believe. 100%. And
100% we'll go into that for Moisty's minute because that's a big one. I was definitely big on that, but that's big in Moisty's minute. So we'll leave that for Moisty's minute.
We'll come back to that. All right, moving on. Then we had today's game earlier on where it was you and Egi against each other.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. The mighty boys against those little pies that just weasel their way into a competition every week.
The Bleeding Pies, they got 11 out.
Mate, you guys started like a premiership squad and then to a wooden spoon team.
No, yeah, I think it was just the legs. They run out of legs. It was a big decision by Clarko to sub off Phillips, who had been doing the job on Dacos all day.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It was a very terrible goal. Oh, huge. Dacos set up 3 goals in last quarter, set up the first 2 to get them going on their run in their last quarter. He got the game motion in. Hadn't really done much until then. He probably had 15 or 16 touches. He got a cheap goal in the forward line, and Phillips had his number all day. Then they could.
And what was able to get his arms hold back and still kick it to advantage.
Yeah.
Hey, Egi, sorry, just quickly, I've just had a private message. Someone's just asked if you can either move your microphone closer to your face or turn yourself up slightly.
How about that? Is that better? Is that the one?
We'll soon find out. I'll wait for another message.
I'll see which mic it's on.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right.
Turtle here got Phillips was spent, couldn't keep up with him after the third. He got subbed, Turtle.
Yeah.
It's not that he couldn't keep up. He was not allowed to play.
He was running up and down the boundary line trying to chase him instead.
He wanted to stay out there. That's what we're getting at. We think that was a very, very poor decision by Clarko to sub him off.
Definitely. Zoe's got Dacos won that game. Dacos has turned. He's an X-Factor player now. You need to shut him down.
Yeah. But he was. That's what we're getting at. He was out of the game. No influence at all. And then they subbed the bloke who had been doing the tagging job on him.
Yep. Well, Doc's asked, why did Clarkson sub him? I think it's tanking.
Doc, I watched the presser afterwards to get answers on that, and he came out and said that the sub had no effect on the end of that game, which I think is utter
crap. Yeah, 100% Zoe. She's just put here they want the number 1 draft pick.
Well, they should have got the kid last year.
But the number 1 draft pick this year, like the years before it's been, but this year the top 10 are all the same.
Yeah, there's no
all the same
standout.
players. So
no
point being first, second, third, or fourth. Like you're going to pick one of them, and you either get it right or you get it wrong.
Yep, definitely.
And
there is
Wardlaw from 2 years ago, wasn't he? Was Wardlaw?
Yeah, Wardlaw was third pick, and look what he's doing. He had a huge game, but then it just showed they run out of legs. He couldn't keep going. Collingwood were good in that last quarter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Pies are still a premiership threat. I've been saying it for most of the season now.
You've got one premiership threat.
Sydney, Collingwood, Carlton.
There's no Sydney, Collingwood, Carlton. It's Sydney.
And I think Brisbane is sneak in too.
Sydney don't lose from here.
I'd never say never, mate. He's gone the early crow.
This is an early crow. You can get on board. If any team beats Sydney, I don't know. I'll do a dare, but I think Sydney are home.
Oh, let's work. Come on, chat. Let's work on something for this.
We'll work on something, but I'll do something if Sydney lose this flag.
Yeah, all right. Give us some ideas, chat. Let's see what does Moisty have to do if Sydney lose a game.
Not a game, the flag.
The flag.
Lose a game.
I said the flag, not any game.
Artie got here. Euros are on, boys. Get on them. It's the world game for a reason. It is, but this is a footy show, R2.
Yeah.
And no one cares about soccer here.
Yeah, no.
Although, after this umpiring decision, I'm turning. I'm on soccer. Let's go. Let's get the Euros up. And this is what we're talking. Another controversial decision at the end of this game.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. I think it was 50. I was straight out said that.
Yeah, I think it's 50. Everyone thinks it's 50 except Turtle in chat. So get into him.
Oh, the docs get a Collingwood tattoo. Oof.
Only if Collingwood beat them. Maybe we'll get the tattoo of the team that beats them.
Oh,
all right. I like that, Turtle. North won every game until the bye in 2016, then won 2 games for the rest of the year. Sydney are gettable.
Yeah, but North had the easiest draw there ever was in that year, and then played the top 8 after that. Sydney, I don't think they're gettable. I could be wrong. I have been wrong. I tipped them to finish minor premiers. I should have tipped them to get the flag too.
We're going to have to clip this. Go back and clip it. Play it on our Instagram and TikTok story once the end of the season, and when Carlton's holding up the Premiership Cup.
I don't think Carlton's home.
And then flip it over to you getting a tattoo of Carlton.
Zoe, it was 50. Turtle, Bobby Hill's 50, or was that okay? Or was Jerry playing for an Oscar?
That was playing for an Oscar, though, when he got pushed in the back.
That wasn't 50, though. But no, it wasn't that he pushed in the back. It said he pushed him into the fence. I think that one. I don't think it was a free kick either.
I think Oscar.
But when he went over the fence, it sold it.
Yeah, absolutely. Doc, I'm not in on this bet, mate. All right? At all. This is just for Moisty.
As with the Pies, I don't know if. I reckon you boys got to throw some skin in the game too. Can't just be me.
I am good, my friend.
As with the Pies tattoo, yeah, I believe that.
Let's keep moving on. So then we finished the round with GWS and Port Adelaide.
We didn't talk about Collingwood. You want Egi to have a word about his boys? We just went on about North Melbourne for 45 minutes.
That's right. They were great. They come out with the win. I'm happy.
He's done it. I think there were a few guys. I reckon Dacos exploded in that last quarter.
He did, yeah.
Huge.
So did Egi.
Side bottom. Side bottom was huge today. I haven't seen him play a better game all year.
Yeah. Too bad he still can't kick a goal yet this year.
No, still can't.
Hasn't he?
No.
I didn't know that.
Great idea. I can get the tattoo on the butt. Who said that, Brody? I've got a spare cheek. That's why I can hide it.
A spare cheek?
What's on the other cheek?
I've got Spider Pig on the other one.
That's glorious. One in, all in, not in this situation, Doctor.
I'm happy to get Pies on tattoo.
Yeah. One in, all in. You boys get Sydney if you get it.
A magpie whacking a kangaroo with a wooden spoon. That should be the tattoo.
On the bum.
If magpies win, maybe. But I don't see Pies winning.
Never say never, mate. Never say never. Oh, and Lockie Schultz. Yeah, that's a great call, Doc. Lockie Schultz really played well today.
It did.
Best game for the black and white.
110. See, and you were about ready to give up. We've got about 3 or 4 normal topics on this go, mate.
He was. I thought he was.
Out of time, though.
I thought he was done early because he went off and had to get checked because he had a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
But he came back on and just tore it up. It was fantastic.
All right. So long story short, let's get another season under the roofs, eh? We can't be giving up leads like that, though.
No.
Even the young team.
Not 54 points. That's
No.
huge, but good win for Collingwood in the end, and I think some good experience gained for North Melbourne as well from that. They'll learn a lot from it.
Yep.
They will. All right, GWS and Port Adelaide. This is the win the Giants needed. Both teams were very inaccurate. It
was still in Sydney, though. They needed a win to get going again, I suppose, because they've been struggling.
But many people watch it. Cause I know the NRL has been pretty wet in Sydney over the weekend. Maybe did that play any part of how inaccurate it was?
I saw the start before I fell asleep, and it looked fine. Like the conditions looked sunny. Didn't look like it was slippery.
It wasn't very muggy. Yeah.
Yeah,
although it has been wet the last 3 or 4 weeks in Sydney, so maybe there's still a lot of wet log ground.
That is true. But GWS had 0 goals 7 before they kicked a goal.
Oh.
And Port Adelaide were up by about 20-odd points or 25 points before GWS started to come back.
Yeah, and then the half-time was pretty close, within a few points, I think.
It was, yeah. But Port Adelaide, again, I'm still not convinced that they're going to be a finals contender. Or they might sneak in, but I don't think they'll do any damage. And I'm starting to think that way about GWS as well, just because of their form over the last sort of 6 weeks.
Well, that's all I had for the flag after last year, but I don't see them doing that anymore.
No. And they've actually got Sydney next.
See, that they might be the team because it's the Derby. Because it's in Sydney, they both get crowds there. They might be the team, but I still don't see Sydney losing.
Yeah, off the back of their form, like over the past few weeks, GWS.
I don't think so either. I don't think so. They've still got no Cornelio either. Kelly was back today. I don't know how he played, but yeah, I don't see them beating Sydney.
It's like they fell off a cliff, wasn't it? Because they were flying along.
They were.
Yeah.
I think it was Carlton. When Carlton beat them, that was it.
Yeah.
Kelly had 27 and 1 goal.
Okay, that's not too bad. Good return game. Bad. Yeah, that's a great return game. But as soon as GWS started losing, Hawthorn started winning.
Yes.
Yeah, this is true. They're my bogey team. If anyone can get Sydney, I reckon Hawthorn.
Yeah.
I've said it now. They're young gun. They're probably quick enough to get over them. That's my bogey team, Sydney. I reckon Hawthorn.
Yep. Fair enough. I wanted to ask, now this might be in Moisty's minute, or Egi, you might be going to touch on it, so let me know if you're going to. But Toby Bedford tagged Zach Butters out of the game. Do we want to talk about taggers?
Oh,
I don't have Moisty's minute and taggers.
I did put in a question to Taz's viewers thing, but he must have missed it.
I did miss that, yes.
We'll go on about taggers now. I reckon 100% a team needs a tagger.
Well, we've
seen it in the game today.
Both games today.
Yeah, Dacos, we've seen Butters against Sydney do it. Sydney have a tagger every week. They tag
James Jordan.
The most important player out of the game every week. Jordan does that job. Against Geelong, he was on half-backer. Jeez, gone blank.
Stewart.
Yep. He tagged Stewart out of that game. Geelong had no run off half-back. North Melbourne been doing it for a couple of weeks. Tagged the last 2 weeks.
Kincotta, or how do you ever pronounce
it? Yeah, Kincotta. Yep.
I think we used to have one in every team. The tagger was the first one picked in the team.
And then they went
had to tag out Ablett. If you didn't tag Ablett out of the ground, you lost. That was
possessions.
That's what De Boer was known for, tagging.
Yeah, De Boer was a tagger.
He was a freakish tagger.
What about Kane Cornsey was a tagger too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Kane Cornsey was a tagger. Yep. And there was one Crowley, I think, from Fremantle.
Oh, here we go. Here we got the bite we're looking for.
This is what we wanted. We wanted Turtle going off. I'll read this out for chat. We've got Dacos has been tagged 2 weeks in a row and still won. So does it work and is it worth it? Well, we've seen it 3/4 time. Dacos won that game when the tag went off. So I'll let you boys know that.
I reckon.
Yes, it's worth it. 110%.
I reckon if the tag wasn't off, I don't reckon we would have won. I don't reckon we would have clawed back as much.
No. Well, he got him going in that 4th quarter. Who else was doing it out of the middle? Dacos was the only one with a bit of energy out of that midfield all day. I don't know. Taggers just work.
They do.
I think it works.
I think
Definitely.
they do. And the Melbourne game, like Neil Bullen, he kept Dacos quiet. I know it didn't impact like the scoreboard and that, but he kept him quiet, and I reckon it would have been a bigger blowout if he hadn't.
Yeah, and definitely. You look though, Neil Bullen's not really a tagger, but Phillips one job. He had one job.
Yep.
Today, shut down Dacos, and that's all he did. He did get a goal lucky late and had 5 or 6 touches.
Well, that's when Shields got on, but Shields just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, Shield was too slow, but Phillips had one job all day, done the job, and kept Dacos very quiet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Windhager for St Kilda, he was on Lockie Neal all night. Lockie Neal had 20 disposals.
Done nothing. Exactly right. Kept him quiet. So taggers definitely have. I'm a big fan of the tagger. I think taggers should be in every side. It should be the first player picked in a side. Especially look at Bonk the other week. Bonk got tagged out of that game the other week. That was against Sydney, I think.
Look, it's not going to work every game. Like, don't get me wrong. It's genuinely not going to work every game, but I think it's a really important part of our game, and you need a player that can do it.
But they don't need to tag midfielders. Like, if you're coming up against Sydney, the most person you tag probably be Blakey off the halfback.
Blakey, yep.
Same with Geelong. Geelong, you're tagging Stewart off the halfback. So it doesn't always have to be a midfielder. But you have to
that's good because, like, when you're doing midfielder Sydney, who would you pick? Would you?
No, that's it. Sydney is probably the one team you don't bring a tagger into because there's 6 or 7 you've got to tag. You can't tag everyone.
Correct. Dr. Scott Crowley was a dirty player for the Doctors. Absolutely, he was. He really was. He did play very much on the line, crossed the line quite a lot as well. However, he was also a very good tagger.
But that's what the tagger's job is. So if I'm a tagger, I'm pinching you like he used to, just get in your head because you'll start swinging, you'll start going. That just gets in players' heads.
Yeah,
a good tagger does that, gets in your head and gets you off your game.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm so glad to see taggers back in the game. It's only come back really this year.
I think
this year Sydney, I think, brought it back this year.
It's a Brownlow killer as well.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. Yeah.
But you got to be good enough. Back in the day, like Ablett had to be good enough to break the tag.
And he was, but you had to bring a tag to tag Ablett or you lost.
Correct. Do you know what? Nick Dacos is going to be the same. As he continues his development, because he's still only 20, 21 or something.
Yep.
As he continues his development, he's not going to worry about taggers in future. He'll get off the chain.
Yeah.
But he never used to. The year they won the flag, the year he won the flag, they won the flag, him and Pendlebury would work well with the tag. So the tag would come to him, so he'd go stand next to Pendlebury's player, and Pendlebury would get off.
Yep.
So next minute he got Pendlebury loose. They used to work the tag real well. He'd sacrifice his game.
Correct.
And then DeGoey would swoop in as well too.
Yeah. Yep. So you sacrifice his game for the betterment of the team. But I like taggers. So I think taggers a must-have. I think it's got to be the first player picked in most teams at the standard.
I love it. What about you guys in chat? Doc's got here, we need taggers already. Yep. I 100% agree with that. So love to hear everyone else.
After that chat, how do you feel about taggers?
Forgetting about Dacos.
Well, not forgetting about Dacos because he did get tagged out of the game today.
No, he did, but I'm trying to get Turtle to see it from a non-Collingwood perspective.
Oh, non-Collingwood one.
Good luck.
Stop being pious, Turtle. Pious.
Speaking of pious, the doc said Dane Swan was a brilliant at breaking the tag.
Yeah, very true.
Easy to tag Nick when Collingwood are missing DeGoey, Mitchell and Pendles.
Exactly right, but if they didn't tag Nick, would North have been in front for that game? That's what we're saying. We're saying taggers are important for that reason.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's keep moving, boys. 8:05.
It is 8:05, and we're moving into Moisty's Minute.
All right, here we are. We have it.
We know the drill. I do the intro, it runs through about 10 seconds, and you got a minute. No, you got 30 seconds to start, kick it off, and then you got a minute and a half, or a minute.
I still say a minute's a long time, all right?
Okay.
I'll tell my wife.
3, 2, 1.
Are we good to go now, or good? Sorry, I was reading the question. Oh, we're here. We've got Moisty's Minute going. All right. Well, I think we've got 30 seconds to explain it. We've probably used all that up. So
boys.
We'll get going. All right. So I've got probably the most important question first. Dusty's 300, should that have been aired on television? Was not on free-to-air TV.
Oh, I didn't realise.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
it was the 1 o'clock day. Was not aired on free-to-air
100%.
TV.
There was 92,000 that made it to the G for it.
Yeah, should have been at prime time as well. I know it wasn't a great game. However, I think it should have been at a better time slot and free to air.
Even the time slot it was just free to air, is all I'm saying. Grundy, did Melbourne hand Swans the key to the city?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
The key to the premiership.
Yeah. Key to the premiership.
Yep. Absolutely.
Sydney, surely it's their flag to lose.
Yep, it sort of looks that way.
At the moment, yeah. Unless the injuries can change things quickly, but yes.
Yep.
Yeah. What does the Pies' performance say about them today? Are they back?
I think they're back.
Or the last couple of weeks or more said that. Yeah, last couple of weeks.
I think there's still riddled with injuries. I reckon they've got a lot to come back, but the young kids that are coming in are stepping up too, and it's looking pretty good. I'm impressed with Schultz, Harrison. Yes, I'll keep it under.
Yeah. And we'll probably touch this, but was that 50?
Yes.
You all know what I'm talking about.
I reckon it was.
110%. Clarko, was it the right call for the sub?
No,
I don't think. Hawks, will they play finals?
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes too. We could be.
I'm going to say they're going to get an upset.
And do the umpires, now this is the main question I had for Moisey, so we'll go into this. Are the umpires swayed by the crowds?
Yes.
So what I mean by that, the bigger clubs tend to get more free kicks paid from than the littler clubs.
And I didn't until you pointed out to me some statistics, so I do think so, yes.
I think so too, because the loudness of the crowd behind them as well.
Well, I said I'd never really looked into it, but if you look at this year's table, we've got Essendon, Collingwood, Carlton, Brisbane, Adelaide, and Sydney are all in the top 10 for free kicks, and we've got not Sydney, sorry, Sydney weren't. Hang on, some of my drawers just buggered up here. Let me go again. But anyway, yeah, so the bigger clubs are in the top 8, apart from Richmond. You've got West Coast up there too, and then you've got St Kilda's, Melbourne, North Melbourne. All the ones that don't crawl crowd sizes seem to get less free kicks. I'd never really looked at it until I did a bit of research today. Do you think that it does play a bit?
I think it could. I think we keep an eye on it for the rest of the season and see where it ends up, because I think that could be massive.
We might keep track of that one.
I think so.
That's another Moisty's Minute. The main question I had in there about Grundy was, I really do think Melbourne's just handed Sydney the keys to the city.
Yeah.
Really, that was a terrible call to let him go there, and to let him go there for nothing. They get a bag of chips in replacement.
But don't discount Jordan's pickup as well.
Yeah.
With his tagging role.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jordan's come from Melbourne. Was he part of that deal, was he?
Yeah.
So they can't have given him Grundy and Jordan for a bag of
I think they were
chips.
two separate. They were two separate trades, but it was the same year. They've just given them both Grundy and Jordan. Just crazy, mate. Crazy. Turtle moist his Collingwood rant with the little tongue's face. But look at Collingwood flaws and against. It's even. That's the start you should look at.
Stat, you mean?
Stat, sorry, yeah. We'll knock off Carlton and Essendon in finals, then beat Geelong in the grand final. I don't know if Geelong will make the grand final.
I don't know. Geelong make the 8.
You can't have a grand final this year without Sydney, I don't think.
Not at all.
A team's going to have to knock them off in the grand. Being that you're going to have to play them up there to get into the grand final is the main thing. Whoever's getting into the grand final is going to have to play Sydney against Sydney to get into it.
And I don't think they leave Sydney much over the second half of the year.
No, they've got a very easy draw.
Yeah.
Brady's put the women love Moises Minute. Apparently 1 equals 3.
and that symbol also looks like a penis and balls. Let's keep moving to Egi. Going for a dive.
We're in a deep dive. Last week we touched on the Hawks, and this week we're going to touch on the Brisbane Lions. Currently 2 points out of the 8 with 115%. Let's get that. Okay. Over the next week we got obviously they won this weekend, Brisbane against St Kilda. Next week we got Port Adelaide against Brisbane in Port Adelaide. Do you reckon they win that or lose?
I think they beat Port there.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think they beat Port Adelaide.
Then they got Melbourne at home, and hopefully the lights stay on for this one.
I think they got Melbourne beat.
Yep, me too. And they got Adelaide at home as well.
We've got Adelaide beat.
Yep. It's not looking good, is it? Then we've got West Coast and West Coast.
Yep, they'll beat them.
We'll be close. It'll be close, but I think they beat them as well. But West Coast gets everyone back.
And then Brisbane v Sydney in Brisbane.
Sydney win that one.
Yep.
Yeah, Sydney for me.
Gold Coast and Brisbane at Gold Coast.
Gold Coast win that one. Don't lose from home.
Yep. St Kilda and Brisbane in Melbourne.
Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're probably
they play Marvel okay.
Yeah, they do play Marvel good. In Brisbane v GWS.
Brisbane. It's in Brisbane.
Depends who rocks up, GWS or that, but we'll give it to Brisbane.
Yep.
Based on current form.
Then we got Collingwood v Brisbane in Melbourne.
That's a genuine 50-50.
That is.
Both teams can win that one.
Especially if
It'll
it's
be a
Marvel.
cracking game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Collingwood.
I'll say Collingwood too.
I don't think that is that at Marvel. That should be at the G, sure.
Well, last year they played that around.
If it's at Marvel, Brisbane, G, Collingwood. Yep. That's how close I think this game is.
Yep.
And Brisbane v Essendon in Brisbane.
Brisbane.
So it's another close one too, but I'd probably give it one to Essendon.
So going after last week's stats, we had Hawks winning 5 and losing 6. And and the Lions run home, we got them winning 9 and losing 2.
So that'll put them.
You didn't do the North Melbourne game. You got to give them another win, mate.
Oh, did I miss that one? Oh no, that's
North Melbourne.
That's the AFLW, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you got a line for it. Gotcha.
Yep.
So adding 9 wins onto Brisbane's current win tally, they move on to 15 wins. How many losses did we say?
2.
2.
So that's 15 and 8. So they should be well and truly.
They're playing finals,
pushing for a top 4 with a 15-win season.
Because I think that the biggest out is Caden Coleman. They got Tom Doty, Darcy Gardner, and Lincoln McCarthy out for the season. Carter Michael to come back in his test, and Will Ashcroft's probably about 3 or 5 weeks away.
Yep. So what we say, got to finish it on 15 wins.
Doc's just said Collingwood, Brisbane is at the G. So
yeah.
Collingwood win that one. But yeah, so that'll put them on 15 wins, usually 12 to sort of sneak into 8th spot. So they should be finishing anywhere between sort of 3rd and 6th.
Well,
probably.
15 wins puts them 5 wins in front of Carlton now. So if Carlton win 5 on the trip home,
yep,
that puts them into 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Carlton's got to play, but they could win 5. How many games we've got left? 11. So Carlton's only going to win half their games to compete with what Brisbane's going to be on.
Oh no, we got 10 left because we had the Canada this week's one as a win.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've got 10 left. So Carlton's got to win half their games to be at what we think Brisbane's going to be.
Well, yeah, because Carlton's 1 game behind Brisbane, I think. Oh no, they're both on 13. So
yeah. Collingwood's a game ahead of everyone.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Collingwood would have to win. They've only got 9 left.
Well, Collingwood's the only team in the top 8 who have played 14 games.
14, yeah.
So yeah, next week, by this time next week, we'll have a really good understanding.
Yes.
They've also drawn 2, so Collingwood's on 9 as well. So they're the same. They win 5, half their games on the trip home, probably finish top 4.
Yeah, so it could be a Sydney, Carlton, Collingwood, and Brisbane. Top 4.
Yep.
Potentially.
Which you don't want to finish 4th, do you?
No.
Not really.
Well, no, 4th's probably better than finishing the loser of... Because then you flip to the other side. Yeah, you don't have to play them to get in. So 4th could get to the granny a lot easier than 2nd and 3rd can.
Yep.
But if you're Brisbane, you got to travel. And they're not a great travelling side. They're better, but they're not a great travelling side. Yeah. So, it's going to be... If the ladder was right now, it'd be Sydney, Carlton, and SCG. Sydney would beat them. Then Carlton will get a home final.
No, you're doing wrong. Carlton would play Collingwood. Sydney plays Essendon. One plays 4.
How it is?
Yes. 2 plays 3, 1 plays 4. Then they swap the 2 losers. So the other side.
Gotcha.
So that's what I mean. If you play 4th, then you don't play Sydney again until the grand final if they beat you in round 1. Then you flip to the other side of the draw and you play the loser of Collingwood Carlton. And then you play the loser of that.
Yep.
Oh, no, then you go down the bottom ladder. Yeah, but anyway, you end up playing the loser of Collingwood Carlton to get into a prelim.
That's right.
Or the winner of them or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Brody's got here, the Dons aren't out. There's still a chance. I'm still not sold on them, personally.
I think the Dons are a chance.
Todd's bullish on.
Yeah, we'll have a look next week. I can't remember who they got, but I might do a double next week. We touch on Melbourne's run home and Essendon's run home as well.
Oh, you're doing double, top 8.
Yeah,
I That's a good idea.
Yep.
I think that's a great idea because I think, and I could be wrong, but I think after Essendon play Eagles next, they've got a pretty tough run home.
I thought Todd was telling us they got a pretty good run home. He thought.
Yeah, I think like me and Danny have them winning another 5 or 6.
Interesting.
Had them winning. That was before they lost to Gold Coast up there, though. We didn't know about the run for Gold Coast, so we've got them winning another 4, I think, which will put them on 12 or 13 and a draw.
Just sneak into the 8.
Well, 13 and a draw sneaks in.
Yeah, I'll probably finish 5th or 6th, I'd say. But Brody's got here 316 premiership teams slugging it out. How good is it? How good is it?
Right.
Big Jake, g'day fellas. Dons are still a chance. G'day Jakey, welcome mate.
I think they're a very good chance.
I'm still not sold. I'm going to say it every week until I'm convinced.
Until they make the 8 and win their first final. I don't think they'll win a final, but I think they'll make the finals.
Yep.
Train will continue.
Yeah. I hope they do, though. They need to for their fan base. They can't go another year.
They can. I think
but
they're trending in the right
20 years
direction.
at the moment. It's 20 years. Imagine if you had gone 20 years without winning a final. You can't deal with another year.
It'd be tough. I mean, what are you talking about without winning a final? Oh, yeah, without winning.
He's won a final. Like,
yeah, we did, yeah.
Carlton got up there into 8th or something, won a final, then bottomed out again. Like, Essendon haven't won a final in 20 years.
I just want to say, poor Zoe, she's like, I'll never know because she's a Saints supporter. I'm actually sold on Carlton now, Brody. My confidence is definitely growing week by week. I think they'll finish top 4 comfortably. Carlton Flaggers, I reckon Bombers will be like the Saints last year, banking in the wins early. Yes, I think they will be too. Big Jake, yes, Def make finals will be a couple of years before we win one. Yes.
Ooh, if you're a Jake, you don't want to hear Essendon supporters. Dunny's listening live. Dunny, I'm getting you one this year, mate. You don't. Dunny can't put up with me for another year if they don't get one. We'll get you one this year, mate.
Also, Dunny, ask Todd about Saturday. Just throwing that out there in case Todd forgets because we know what his memory's like.
Oh, yeah, you come on the footy Saturday? Yeah. Yeah, he'll remember now.
All right. Eggy, loving these deep dives at the moment.
Beautiful.
I love the fact that we're digging into each team. Brisbane, like you mentioned, have got a pretty good injury list too.
Yeah, they do, yes. Caden Coleman's probably their biggest out.
Yeah, but he's been out since round 1.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's why their form has dropped so much.
Yeah. Well, you look at Ashcroft, Coleman, Doty, Gardner, and McCarthy. They're all best 22.
Yep.
And didn't Rich retire as well?
Yeah, last year.
Did Rich retire last year?
Yep.
I thought he was
because
running
Coleman
year,
was...
So if they still had Rich, he'd be doing the Coleman job.
Correct.
Only better.
But Zorko's doing it now.
Zorko's performing real well across that halfback.
Smashing it.
To another level.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a forward in Supercoach, so those that aren't on him yet, get on there. All right. Great deep dive, Eggy. Really, really
beautiful.
Awesome.
Now we've got the next segment, viewer questions by Tassie.
Let's go.
All right. So thank you again, everyone, submitting your questions. We've gone with 5 this week, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
You have.
And okay, we'll just get straight into it. Let's go.
Straight into it.
Submission from Shan_O'Connor. What team's game style will best stand up in finals footy? Can anyone stop Sydney in September? So it's kind of 2 questions there.
You could have told me this was coming up. I wouldn't have gone off early. The answer is no. No one's stopping Sydney and St Kilda. But the best one, and I said this as well before, I think Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Hawthorn genuine. They run quick, young. Sydney, you got to get it out of the midfield. If you let them get it out of the midfield, it's good. Game over.
Yep.
And that's
hello, Ree. Welcome.
Welcome, Ree. Welcome to the chat.
Hi, Ree. That's what Carlton did well when they were beating them, and then Carlton couldn't do that anymore, and Sydney went bang.
Yeah.
But then
Sydney, I just think Sydney are too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know. Like everyone's seen how Sydney plays now, so everyone's just going to pick up their running game and see if they can get faster.
Everyone's seen how they play, but then their elite kicking, you can't train that. Their kicks, they've probably got 4 of the best 10 kicks in the competition. 5 of the best left footers in the competition, and they just don't miss targets. And you look at that Richmond game, they missed.
And Horse can coach.
Yeah. Apart from pulling Amadi off when he had 9 goals. Robbing us for those last 2 minutes.
No, but he makes very, very smart decisions with his players on the field. Papley was quiet, so he throws him in the middle, gets him involved. You know, like he makes these little moves to keep the team up and running and moving with momentum. So I do think that a bash and crash kind of game style where it's contested and you keep the ball in tight is your best chance to beat Sydney. But they're just so bloody good at getting the ball on the outside.
Yes. But then the other thing comes to that too. You keep it a close contest, bash and crash, and then they get 10 minutes of open footy. They put 6 goals on you. Next minute, you've held them up for so long, but you haven't scored yourself, and now they've just gone and put 6 goals on you in 5 minutes, and then you just all that work for nothing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
So you reckon anyone can beat Sydney?
Not at the moment, no.
Tassie? No, and who's got what game style? So that's the second half of that. What team has the best game style to beat them?
Artie reckons Hawthorn.
That's who I'm on. Yep.
In their current form, who do you think, Egi?
Hawthorn, Carlton, or Collingwood, and a GWS if they can get back to their prelim final stage as they were last year, I reckon they could do it too.
Yeah, I reckon Carlton and Collingwood at the moment have probably got the best chance.
So which game style though? Because they're 2 different game styles.
Well, I think probably Carlton's would be more suited.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that if both teams are at their best, I think it will be a much closer game than basically what the Collingwood game would be. I think Collingwood and Sydney play quite similar.
Yeah.
It'll be quite a shootout, and on current form, I reckon they'll run over the top of us. But we still have 10 weeks to go. So
yeah. I reckon on current form they run over it.
And George has just put in chat, Sydney, welcome George, by the way. Sydney have winners all over the ground. It will take a good team to beat them.
100%. Very good team, yeah.
And Dad was, that's George, my dad, sorry. He started typing that message at 7:45. So
he's just got it in when we were talking about him last time.
We were talking about the game. No. All right, next question.
At 7:30 actually said hi, but we already rolled into the results, so...
All right, so we've got Haley_J. Can the Hawks make the 8? I think they can.
Yeah,
I think they can, but after seeing the Brisbane run home, I'm not as convinced now.
That's only one team dealing with them, though.
Yeah.
So there's 3 or 4 teams in that border that are fighting, so it's going to be tough.
It's going to be real tough.
Yeah, I think there's still a few teams. I still think there's four spots up for grabs: 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So yeah. Going to be interesting.
So you're leaving Essendon on 4th?
No, because I think Brisbane will take their spot.
Yeah, so you think 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 4th are all still up for grabs, not just 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th?
Yeah, but I think Brisbane will make 4th.
Yeah, gotcha. So they're still up for grabs. So only the top 3 are set, you reckon?
I think so. Well, what do you two think?
I think the top 3 will play finals. I don't know if they're set in the 4.
Yep.
Oh, I don't think, Carlton Collingwood might switch around.
Yeah.
Like, I think that those 3 teams, Sydney will be first, but who finishes 2nd, 3rd, and 4th out of Carlton, Collingwood, Brisbane, not sure.
Yeah.
But they're my top 4.
I don't know who I got 4.
Collingwood. I'll wait to see when their ins that come in, if they can.
Well, then you've got to get going with those ins too.
Yeah,
so they bring all 3 of those players straight back in, and they have an average 3 or 4 weeks. Then they drop 3 or 4 games. They're back outside the 8 fighting to get in again.
Yep.
I'm sold. They've shown that.
Maybe we do Collingwood in the run home as well, so we know look at them. Maybe throw them in.
I thought, I suppose we do it after the round because I wanted to see them after the bye. I want to see how far they drop.
Yeah. So we can do them the next one after Essendon and that.
Yeah.
We could do we could probably do, if we do 2 teams over the next 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 or 4 weeks. That gives us 6 or 7, 6 to 8
So we
teams,
do, one outside the 8 and one inside the 8. You look at us just demanding Deggy do a deep dive for us.
No, I'm keen to do it. I wanted to see the run home. I want to see how we're going.
He's the tech and the statistician man.
Yeah.
And the thing we like about Sydney, though, is you can think, they're just winning. But they're not just winning. Their percentage is 150.
They're... Like you said, they're going slow for the first, they're just warming up in the first couple of quarters, and then they flick the switch and just turn it on to see how far they can.
But the next highest percentage behind them is Bulldogs and Brisbane, who are both outside the 8.
Correct. Just catch up on chat, but Brody's got here. There's a lot left in the season still. Absolutely, there is, Brody. And Ree has teams have fallen off the top of the ladder with higher percentages in the past, though.
At 150.
I don't think they'll fall off unless the 3 games clear at the moment, so I don't think they will.
2.5, isn't it? Oh no, they're 3 now.
But again, if they get severe injuries, like if they get hit hard with injuries, anything can happen. There's still
we went over that last week. They're going to have to lose 6 or 7 players.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Hard enough.
And how many
they're going to have
to got coming back in?
Well, they've got Parker, Mills in the midfield, so they can lose 2 or 3 midfielders and still be covered. Their back line's the only vulnerable place.
Correct. No, it can happen though. We've seen it happen. We have seen it happen this year to Richmond, Collingwood. It can happen very quickly.
Don't know. Sydney seem to be that team though that they never get a lot of injuries to serious. They seem.
Yeah, I feel like they do something different in training where they're more.
Yeah.
They're obviously because
they're development coaches or something. I don't know.
Or they're just running a lot that their muscles are always good. They're warm to go.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Oh, Arnie's got here. Only a few weeks ago, you guys laughed at Sydney versus Brisbane grand final.
I don't think we laughed, but it was a little giggle.
It was. Until we just saw them run home.
Yeah, it's a genuine chance now.
Absolutely. So this is why we don't do this stuff early. All right, let's
They lose Grundy, yes, with the dock. You lose Grundy in a midfielder. I think Grundy hurt more than losing 3 of their midfielders. They lose Grundy. That hurts more than losing 3 midfielders.
Yep.
That's true. That is true. All right, keep moving through. So, Carlton_Flaggers 2024. Where do you see Carlton's season at this point in time?
Right, got to be pretty good, don't it? It's the second. They're flying along at the moment.
I reckon they're flying too. They just keep getting it done.
The only problem is, the percent. Now, we go back to this percent a lot, but that just means you're just winning games.
I think that they're doing enough to get the job done at the moment, and I don't think they're going to hit their next gear, if I can say, until we're leading into finals. I genuinely think that. I think they've just done enough.
That's the problem with the difference, I should say, not the problem, but the difference between Carlton and Sydney at the moment.
Yes.
Sydney can turn that gear on. Yeah. Sydney can turn that gear on.
Exactly. Look, Carlton's shown in the last few weeks they can do it as well towards the end of the games, because third quarter, not last week, the week before, they came out and just went crazy in the third quarter, and last week against Essendon they did it in the fourth. So they have shown they can do it, but they're nowhere near as good at doing it.
Yeah, probably that being said, I really do think it's going to be a top 4 grand final this year, though. I don't think they'll come out. Yeah, I was laughing at that before. I don't think the grand final will come out. I just appreciate good football. Now, what we're laughing at is, does Todd support North or Sydney? I'm confused. That's supported at me. I support good football.
Anyone but North, because they're no good.
Well, I think you got some Sydney supporters in your family, don't you? That's why you're.
I do have a Sydney support, but I have St Kilda supporters too, and I don't like St Kilda.
Oh, no one. Oh well. Should we move on to the next question?
Yes,
no, Sydney. I do support Sydney because of the style of football they're playing, not because of who they are.
I'm going to get you to answer this next one, Moisty.
Me or Egi?
You. So the next one is from Zoe. Dare you to say something nice about St Kilda?
I've got something very nice. Their assistant coach done a great job when Ross Lyon went down to the rooms during the fourth quarter last day. He coached that side very well.
Yep.
I loved watching Higgins play the other night. He's great.
What I liked about St Kilda is when they played Collingwood, they destroyed them by going fast. In the fourth quarter, they like almost destroyed Brisbane by going hard and hard. Why? That's the only 2 times they've done it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They have shown that they can play fast, and they need to do it. Yeah. They need to do it. Flaggers here has got a great Taz. Zoe, he supports Reid.
Harley Reid, he should be in North, shouldn't he?
I'm on board with Harley Reid too.
And then Big Jakey, you used to love North growing up, didn't you? Yeah, I'm still a North supporter. It's just a tough time to be a North supporter.
Absolutely.
I'm just more a good football supporter because I like Gold Coast because of Matt Rao, West Coast because of Harley Reid. I've found myself cheering for West Coast a few times this year. But I am a North
we all
supporter.
have. I think we're all on the Reed train. Okay. Last
Artie,
question.
just before that one, Carlton only need a forward to go down, and their goners put pressure on the other forwards and allows opponent to double team.
Just on that, Carlton have shown the last 3 or 4 weeks that they're not just relying on Mackay and Curnow anymore, though. They are getting multiple goal kickers along the ground. You've got DeConing going up forward and playing really well, kicking goals. You've got the small forwards stepping up and kicking goals.
Yeah, always kicking goals on a regular basis these days.
I got a private message from a fan favourite, Brozza, said Owies is the man now. He's well on about Owies. He just told me I can't believe the turnaround.
I'll believe it when I see it, mate. I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, that's great. But
favourite player, he said. New favourite player.
I think, I don't think the reliance on the 2 forwards is anywhere near as much as what it used to be anymore. Brody, Missy Higgins. It's because he misses so much. Yes, I can understand that. Zoe leaves me with a scar. Oh, my God. You can tell they're husband and wife, can't you? Big Jake, I'm on the Reed train more than Dacos train. Bloke is a sheep. The Doc, Moisty comment of the day, RE Saints. Brody, Broz's favourite player, Owies. All right, last question. We're running over time here. Turtle, does Dusty retire or go to Gold Coast? Does he actually have anything to offer Gold Coast? I'm going to ask you, Egi, before Todd answers.
He's obviously. I don't think he's retired. He sort of gave that sort of. He wasn't ready to hang up the boots yet. I don't think he goes to Gold Coast, but I know that he sees Dimmer as sort of a father figure, and we know that his father's no longer with us. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went up there and got up in the warm sun and got a role at working at that outside of football. Well, not working in football, but outside of playing on a team.
Okay, so retiring and moving into some kind of coaching, mentoring role.
Yeah, I believe so.
What about you, Moisty?
I thought the same. I thought I don't think he retires. He's not ready to retire by the sounds of the comments he made on the weekend. If he can get a coaching gig after football at Gold Coast, but I'm pretty sure he's happy at Richmond. I think they'd be silly. Richmond, I don't think don't think they should re-sign him, but they'd be silly not to, if that makes sense. They don't need to re-sign him, but I don't know. Cold Hill, I think they do re-sign him.
Well, I think the ticket sales of that game was on the back of being his 300. I don't reckon they would get anywhere near as much.
No way. I also think that he's got such a presence about him still, because he still does have X factor in his game. He's not getting as many touches. He's not kicking as many goals, but he still can perform, and he still does demand a decent player line up on him. So if he went to the Gold Coast, I don't think he goes to the Gold Coast. I think he stays at Richmond as well. I really do. But if he did go to the Gold Coast, I don't see it being as an on-field option, because I don't know what he can add to them as an on-field option. I agree with what you're saying. It'll be an off-field type of mentoring role.
I don't know if he'd be happy with that. I think they might even lure him with a 1-year contract, which leads into coaching.
Potentially.
If he's going to Gold Coast. I don't think he's ready to hang him up. So I don't think he'll stop playing football.
Yeah.
We'll play somewhere.
Okay. I think it'll be Richmond. You guys? Richmond?
I think Richmond too, yeah.
Yeah, Richmond.
Yep. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your questions. Yes, any questions you have during the week, send it through to us on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and we will get to them.
Just saw Brody's message. Actually,
I just sent it too.
Dusty to the Gold Coast, I reckon. Doc's got Dusty looks slow at stages. Brody's got goes to coast to snort. Artie's got stays at Richmond for another season for just his experience to the team, then goes into a coaching role there.
I don't think he goes into a coaching role at Richmond, though, because he said he wants to be with family. Family's up north. That's why the big determining factor will be whether he's ready to go see family or not. If he is, he'll go to Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Because he used to have his dad down here, but he doesn't anymore.
His dad was in New Zealand.
Yeah, but that's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's down this end. Like Brisbane to there is a bit further than.
Yeah.
True. That is true. All right, tipping. Running over time, boys.
All right. We have a winner.
Oh,
I don't know how anyone picked Collingwood over North Melbourne, though. I picked 6 out of 6 this week, too, if you give us the proper result for that game.
Well, we don't just have one winner. We have up to 22 winners. Well, not really up to 22, but it all comes down to the margins. There was 22 people that got 6 out of 6. The first that chose the perfect margin on the Friday night game was John Nolan and Kate's. And then we have the Perthian Food. They got close. Then we have Philippe 68 was the next closest. And the fifth closest was yours truly, Will I Am.
Well, you're tied fourth.
Hey? Oh yeah, I was tied
really.
fourth with Mr. Chomp. Then we have ESPN fan 934, NBS sports fan Louis Drum, Houstonian, Calzo, G-Raw, and I think that's Ping Crakies. We're all tied on 10th. So I think they're our next closest that I know that watch the show. So those three should reach out and they'll be able to score themselves $5 each.
All right, so John Nolan 2000 and Katz, if you're in chat, make yourself known. And probably the Persian food too, just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these ones. But then, Will, you're next, mate.
Yeah, I am next. Yeah, but as we know, as Taz got it a few weeks ago, that we don't take the money. We want to give it to our viewers.
Absolutely, we do.
So maybe.
Sorry, I'm just going here. Ree's got. I got 6 out of 6.
What's your tipper name, Ree?
Are you on that list there? Are you in our tipping?
Oh,
if not, you're gonna have to jump in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, as you're missing out.
All right, so if you see your name on that list, just get in touch with us, and we'll work our way back from the list. You got till Wednesday, I think we normally do, don't we?
Yeah, do it till Wednesday. Send us a little screenshot of where it says you and your tips and your score and that.
I know one of them who is a watcher, but I'll talk to you guys after the show about it.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
So it will be, yes, if no one else claims it, this person will be the winner.
Okay.
What, G-Raw?
No, I'll talk to you offline.
Oh. Okay, I was about to say she's like fifth in line. There's a heap.
There's a few, but she's tied with Ping and Calzo, so it could go three ways if no one before them gets it. Mahogany. Oh, Turtle's got Mahogany. Where's Mahogany?
16th. Mahogany 8.
16th. Mahogany 8. Is that Reese, is it? Yeah, so you're probably out of luck this time.
Maybe, but yeah, we got till Wednesday, so we can get other people. Well, Taz is going to go tell his wife, though, isn't he?
Nope, because the person I know is above them. Anyway, we'll get to that.
All right.
But that's the tipping done. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Well, we should go through who's on.
Go over the list.
Go over the list. We got Fort Worth is still at first on 84. Then we had the Perthian Food and Blackfish tied on 83. G-Raw is tied with ESPN Fan and April Rains on 82. And Turtles dropped down to be tied with Will.i.am, Haley J, Velocity, John Nolan, Oscar Kilo. Oh, there's a lot of names there. All time.
There is.
Yep.
And then we'll just a quick one on Dunny, who was leading the comp, has absolutely fallen off a cliff. Just give him a little shout out there. I do not see him in the top 20, not the top 30. I don't know where he's gone, but he was leading the comp for the first half of the year.
That's crazy. Mahogany, you are 18th. equals 17th at the moment.
Well done.
That's awesome. Awesome.
You're going better than me, mate. I think I'm tied 68th.
Yes. I think Ree could be our Turtles' better half. He was the first one to put a name in chat.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Could be. All right.
I'd like to know, did you end up getting Turtle out of the pub before you got that beer last night?
All right, guys. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube with hitting the little bell so you know when we go live each week. It would really save me time. No, I'm joking. Please do it so you know when we go live. Check out Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And one thing I forgot to mention earlier in the show, we have shirts available to purchase. If you're interested, have a look at the link that we'll put in chat, or send us a message and we can send you the link privately.
And just before we go, don't forget to support the petition to have that game overturned due to poor umpiring. We've got it going around. Make sure you get on that one. We'll send that into AFL House later today.
I love it. Love it. Anything else from you two boys?
No, that's everything from me.
Oh, I'm good, mate.
All good. Everyone else, thank you so much for tuning in. Chat was amazing tonight. Very active. Loved every second of it. And let's hope next weekend. Oh, I'm getting tongue-tied. Let's hope next weekend is another explosive round of footy.
Cheers, all.
Cheers, guys. Just watching the stream there.